Guys, Sterling and Cejudo go face-to-face this Saturday at UFC 288. So make sure to take advantage of an exciting offer from my partners at DraftKings Sportsbook. New customers bet $5 on any pre-fight money line and get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. You can use your $150 in bonus bets on fight parlays, where you can combine multiple bets on the same fight into a parlay for a shot at even more action. If mobile sports betting is not yet available in your state, you can still get in on the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy, where they offer cash prize contests for nearly every sport. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. New customers, just click on the link below to download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Remember, use promo code Sonnen and bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. That's promo code Sonnen only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Pacquiao and McGregor, they've settled their lawsuit. Did you guys read this? Conor McGregor's management company KOs Manny Pacquiao with a $5 million verdict. Now, that's been going on a while. And I'll get into all of the X's and O's, which in all fairness, you can only tell what was reported, and reporters suck. So we really wouldn't know, but it was something very close to, or at least argued, and it turns out successfully by Audi. Manny entered into a deal with Conor's management company to do 2 fights. Now, that was going to be about $20 million, if I understood this article. I mean, I'm fully admitted to you, I'm getting this from the media who doesn't get anything right? So for sure, but I get you close. And that was interesting just on its face. Like, let me stop you right there before we get who's into right and wrong. What management? What do you mean you signed Manny Pacquiao to a $20 million? What are you talking about? You don't have a management company. Now, that would be argued. Yes, we do. It's right here. Oh, okay. You have a tax identification number for something that has the word sports management in it. Okay. Fair enough. But I would be interested in that being elaborated on. Since when has Conor been putting on boxing matches? And maybe that this was going to be his first, and he needed Manny backstabbed. And maybe that's the part that I'm missing. What do you mean using? Manny signed with McGregor Sports and Entertainment? Really? What's that? All right, set that aside. Manny already had a deal. He already had a deal with somebody else. So I didn't actually read that when Manny signed that he got a check, that there was a signing bonus. I didn't actually read that, but I don't know why else he would sign. I'm just guessing. Now, he didn't reveal that he already had a contract with somebody else. I do find it a little bit egregious that they didn't assume he had a contract. The world's most famous boxer isn't under contract to box. He's available to come to your organization that doesn't box, but you say you're gonna box. I mean, whatever. It really doesn't matter. Try to get $20 million. They were successful in showing that Manny was not honest. And the jury awarded $5 million. Now, my intent when I sat down here was never to actually get into the X's and O's of what happened in this court case. I do find a couple of things very interesting. I mean, I've teased the fact that there's a company out there and they're doing boxing and they got Manny. I mean, I teased that, but maybe I don't know something. I'm telling you that they don't have that and they've never done that and they have no distribution. They might be able to shove back in my face and go, yeah, Jim, but we would have. That's why we signed him. That's why we gave him so much money. He was the guy we needed him. When he pulled out, it cost us a bunch of money. That could very much be true. Pacquiao signing and agreeing to deals, though, I mean, this is an ongoing theme where something there is amiss. And I don't know if it's an inability to read or an inability to comprehend what you read, or not really understanding that a contract really does mean something. It's not just if I feel like it or if it comes around. And every manager in MMA that I know at some point will explain to their clients the Manny Pacquiao history, and it's been extremely well documented. I believe it was Sports Illustrated. I could have that wrong, but it was somebody big. Did a whole story and just told it. And they said that Manny roughly left $30 million on the table, but they broke down how. And he was just had a history of being very unspecific with who represented him. He had an absolute history of this. He's got a guy that can go out and do his sponsorships. That's a unique, that's this lane, but you pick one person, you do an exclusive deal. And he did with 7 different people. So you got 7 people calling it right. Big guys were coming after Manny. Let's just say Coca-Cola. It was, but let's just say a big company like Coke. Well, Coke gets a call and they're interested. They want to do Manny. They want to be part of this fight. They get another call from another guy that says he represents Manny. What? They get another call from another guy and another guy. All of a sudden, 4 people call them, all claiming they have the right to sell the package for upcoming fight for Manny Pacquiao. Coke says, I'm out. I don't care if it's a good deal or a bad deal. In terms of the money, I'm out. This is confusing. This is not how these things are done. One voice, and he lost the deal. And it wasn't a matter where Manny could go get that straightened out and call back. Coke is done. And again, I threw Coke in there. I just can't remember the company. It might have been Anheuser-Busch, something along these lines. Budweiser, they do a big job in boxing still. At any rate, without knowing the company, they listed it out though. And they list time after time after time over an 8-year span that Manny Pacquiao had told multiple people, you are my exclusive guy. And I have a feeling that I know where that comes from because everybody in MMA, and I do mean everybody, 100% of MMA fighters did this at some point. It might have been your first day. It might have been your first week. It might have been for your first couple of years. But everybody did when managers were coming to them, seeing a potential one to represent them. Yes, I will give you 10% of whatever you get me. Go. And then go, well, no, hold on. I need an exclusive deal here. Sign here. You're my guy. We work together. You don't work with anybody else. And that's where the fighters don't want to do it. No. I don't want to do that. You get me 10%. I've told that to somebody else too. But if if he gets me a deal, I'll give him 10%. And the same thing with you. Like it makes sense to the fighter. And it takes them just a little bit of time to have this explained to them by veteran fighters that it just doesn't work that way. No manager with those contacts is going to use them if you're not exclusive to him. So where you think you're throwing this offer out 6, 7 different places, that'll up your chances 6 or 7-fold over the other guy. You will have none, 0. And a lot of managers just won't tell you that. So if I come in and I'm trying to represent you and you give me that business, right? Hey, you're a fighter, saw you on the regional scene, you look good. I'm having dinner with Dana tomorrow. I'm going to bring him up to you. Do you have a manager? I can take care of this deal now. I can get this done tomorrow. And if he tells me he's not going to come exclusively with me, but he likes that and he will do that. He would really like to be in the UFC. He'd really like me to get him that contract tomorrow. I may not take the time to explain to him. Unless we're together for a period of time that's going to be established in writing, I'm in for all of it, the good and the bad. But I am the guy. I might not take the time to explain to him. If he tells me that he's got 5 other like me, I might just thank him, wish him well, and leave. And I'm only bringing that to you because I've only read one article where they actually took the time to break down the mistakes that were made by an athlete, and it was Pacquiao. And after that article came out, I would think that would be a big eye-opener where Pacquiao goes, oh my goodness, right? I told you every fighter goes through this, and a lot of times it's real early on. But they all get straightened out. They all get smart to the business. They all look back and go, okay, I was a fool. And then they share it with the next guy. The next guy that comes in, everybody goes through it. It's a piece of the psychology. You have an older guy come in and correct you. Thank you very much. You pass that on to somebody else. Did nobody do that with Manny? Is there so many yes men around, just nobody did that with Manny? I'm asking the question. I don't know. I like Pacquiao a lot. This is one thing. This isn't him being a bad guy. He got something wrong. He had to write a check. I mean, this isn't a kick Manny session, but it is a very interesting phenomenon of how do we get here? I was in Las Vegas. Manny invited me to pray with him. Apparently, Manny goes to church every day. But that's every day, meaning every day. So if he's on the road, he's at church. By the way, if he's got a fight that night, he's in church. Goes every single day. So he invited me to come. Way that worked, I was in a Benihana. I was with my hot-ass wife, Brittany. I was with my buddy, Daryl Christian. We're at a Benihana. You know Benihana, so you sit around. People are all together. You're not there just with your party, with other people. And these guys start talking. They were fight guys, and they're talking about Jon Jones and Chael Sonnen. And Jon Jones, they think Jon Jones is going to beat up Chael Sonnen. I was in town doing The Ultimate Fighter. It was when, at the same time that Manny was going to fight. Who was that guy that just juiced up and knocked Manny out? Knocked him out of the ring. He was so... Marquez Jr. Juan Manuel Marquez, growth hormone, knocks Manny out. But they were in town, these Filipino guys that were talking about Jon Jones going to beat me. They don't see me there. I speak up and say, I don't think it's going to go that way. They look, oh my God, we're so sorry. How are you doing? And we have a great time. They explain who they're with. We have a great time, but they give us tickets. They give us tickets to the show, these great seats. Sat by Dave Chappelle. I'm a name dropper. We sat by Dave Chappelle. So great time. I'd never been to a boxing event before. Not like this. And oh my goodness. You had the Filipinos and the Mexicans. I have never been somewhere that was this intense. And guess what? When it was over, that was it. It was intense until it was done. Everybody shook hands and walked away. It was really cool. It's a really cool experience, and I didn't think it was going to end that way. I mean, when I tell you I've never been in a room with this kind of intensity, it's a big statement coming by me, but it's also literal. And I did think, hey, when this thing's done, we got to get out of here. We got to get to an exit. All hell's going to break loose. Not to mention, Marquez won the fight. It clearly juiced, right? I mean, and knocks him out of the ring. Manny beat him 3 times straight. Manny now can't win a round. So it's one of these things. I thought it was going to be a little hotter than it was. Everybody shook hands, man. That's the way they go. So that's a cool moment. But I just share that with you. I just share with you. This Conor story was very interesting. Conor's doing boxing shows since when? Conor's signing top guys or thinking that for his debut in boxing, which he thought that a top guy and that was signing since when? Manny Pacquiao was still How old is he? He's older than me. I retired 4 years ago. He's a lot older than... How old is Manny Pacquiao? He's got to be like Francis's age. This guy about 70?